Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jordan Giesecke, and this is The Limiting Factor. Today I'm going to show you how a lithium-ion battery works as a chemical machine with a photorealistic model. Let's dive into the cell, through the hair-thin active and inactive material layers into a red blood cell-sized polycrystal cathode particle and work up from the atomic level. The most fundamental element in a lithium-ion battery is the lithium. To understand why lithium became the beating heart for state-of-the-art batteries, we have to start with the simplest atom, hydrogen, and work up from there. Let's freeze the hydrogen atom in time so that we can take a closer look at the particles that compose the atom. At the center is the nucleus, which is made of one proton. There's also an electron orbiting the nucleus. We don't actually know what an atom looks like. The model shown here is the best model we have to visualize an atom in a way that makes sense to the human mind. The electron is an elementary particle. It's one of the basic building blocks of reality, and it carries a negative charge. Electrons zip around the nucleus at thousands of kilometers a second. They're so small and so fast that to us, it's almost as if they barely exist at all. The proton is positive and is made of smaller elementary particles called quarks, but that's deeper than we need to go today. Each proton weighs nearly 1,800 times as much as an electron. The best way to think of the nucleus is that it's the stable anchor to the atom, like the sun is to our solar system. Let's unfreeze the atom. The nucleus looks the same as it did before, but the electron has formed a cloud around the nucleus. The electron is moving so fast that it appears to be everywhere at once, and it looks like it's formed a shell around the atom. It can travel anywhere in that shell and even pass through the nucleus. Hydrogen is reactive, and it's able to readily share its electron. Hydrogen's reactivity has to do with its electropositivity, which in turn is a function of its lone proton and the distance of the electron from that proton. As we'll soon see with lithium, the ability of reactive elements to share electrons allows them to store energy in batteries through electron mobility and ionic movement. If we add another proton, we now have helium. There should also be neutrons in the nucleus, but we'll leave neutrons out to keep things simple. Helium's additional positive proton attracts another negative electron to balance out the charge. The new electron can share the existing electron shell with the original electron from the hydrogen. The first shell has a limit of 2 electrons. The number of electrons that can fit in a shell are due to quantum effects that go beyond the scope of this video, but include factors such as the Pauli exclusion principle. Unlike hydrogen, helium has low reactivity. This is because the attractive force of the 2 protons in the nucleus are at their maximum in relation to the first electron shell, which can only hold 2 electrons. That is, the helium atom is compact and tightly held together by the balance between the 2 electrons that can fit in the first shell and the 2 protons in the nucleus. If we add one more proton to the helium for a total of 3 protons, it results in lithium. The next electron shell forms, and it contains a lone electron. This shell is larger because the space closer to the proton is already filled by electrons. That lone electron is further away from the attractive force of the protons in the nucleus and is barely held in place. Just like hydrogen, lithium is reactive and will readily share its outer electron. This brings us to why lithium is used in lithium-ion batteries. It's